All right, as promised, today we have a quiz over solving equations and inequalities, right? So, one thing that's due that's not in the grade book yet, is everyone looking up here? Headphones or phones in your hands, everything? Okay. 821, solving inequalities, not yet in the grade book, but it will be, so make sure you turn solving inequalities in, right? Today, when you finish your quiz, you want to make sure you've turned in all this stuff. You can check Skyward to see what you're missing based on yesterday. I haven't updated it since yesterday, sorry. But you did get a little piece of paper yesterday with your updated grade, right? Okay. Now, warm up for today, and then we're turning it in, right? You get the warm-ups on Monday, finish them on Friday, easy 100. Just make sure your name's on it like it says. But number one, you see a number in front of a parentheses. What do you do with that number to the parentheses? We're going to multiply. It's called distribution, right? Distributing, multiplying into the whole parentheses. Negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8 or minus 8. Bring down the equals. Now, on the right side, you could rewrite it, but let's try the right side. On the right side, we have a 5, we have a 5x, and we have a minus 4. So there's only one x. Let's bring that x down, 5x. Okay? The only thing you can combine are like terms, which are those constant, regular numbers, which are 5 and minus 4. What is 5 minus 4? 1, right? Positive 1. So let me pause here. On the left side, we distributed, we multiplied into the parentheses. On the right side, we combined what we could, the like terms. Now we have x on both sides. So when x is on both sides, should I combine them or get rid of one? Get rid of the smaller x. Which x is smaller? Negative 4, right? Right? Sure. All right, so to get rid of that smaller negative 4x, what's the opposite of negative 4x? Positive, or adding 4x, right? So plus 4x plus, plus 4x. So the negative and positive 4x cancel out. Bring down the number. Don't forget this 8 has a minus in front of it. That's a minus or a negative 8 equals 5 plus 4. 9x. Bring down the plus 1. And now we have a two-step equation. We should be able to solve this by now. The right side has x, so on the right side, what's the loner? Plus 1. So the opposite of plus 1, minus 1. Negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9. If you're not sure about that, please use a calculator. Not your phone, but an actual calculator or Desmos. So to get rid of the 9 in front of x that's being invisibly multiplied, what's the opposite? Dividing. Okay, so if there's a number in front of x, you got to divide. Divide by 9, divide by 9. Negative 9 divided by 9 is negative 1. Okay. This problem had multiple things you're supposed to know. To distribute, to combine like terms, when x is on both sides, getting rid of one, and then solving a two-step equation. Okay, that's a lot in one. I show you this because you'll have one similar to this on your quiz today. So there it is. Number 2, 5 is by itself on the left. On the right, there are 2 x's and one constant regular number. With those 2 x's, I can actually combine like terms. Now, if it's just a negative sign, that means negative 1. Does everyone know that invisible math we talked about? Negative sign is negative 1. So what's negative 1 plus 3? Positive 2. Negative 1 plus 3 is like 3 minus 1. So we get 2x. Bring down plus 13. Bring down 5 equals. And now it's a two-step equation on the right side again. We're trying to get rid of the loner, positive 13. So the opposite is minus 13. Five minus 13 is negative 8. So that equals 2x. And then my last step, just like the last equation, to get rid of a coefficient, a number in front, we must divide. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. Okay? This is a picture of what we've been doing and what you will need to do on your quiz. One thing that's not on here, that is on your quiz, which is the last thing we've been talking about, is inequalities. Please remember there's a situation in inequalities when you flip the inequality. If you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip your inequality. Okay? So, that being said, it's the first week of warm-ups. Every day should have something written down. So if you were absent one day, you need to write absent on the day you were absent. Because if I see a blank day, that's minus 20 points. Don't lose 20 points, okay? Every objective should be written out, okay? That's the easiest, 5 points, writing down the blue sentence, okay? So you have 5 objectives, 5 warm-ups. Look at the front and make sure your name is on it, the front. Lots of people forget to write it down. So here's how we do this every week. I don't want you putting it in the bin. This, at the end of the week, you're going to pass it up, and I'm going to check for your names. I don't want people losing out on easy hundreds. So I'm going to be your double checker for your name. But please remember, put your name on it. So you can go ahead right now. Pass those to the front. I'll pick those up, and then I'm going to give you that quiz. If you don't have a yellow calculator, please grab one from back there. Okay, here we go.